Secondly, because it's a social phenomenon, and the hardest thing, if I'm fair to the Federal Reserve, the hardest thing for the Federal Reserve is that they have to credibly promise to be something that they desperately don't want to be. They have to be irresponsible. And it's impossible. It's an impossible task for the Federal Reserve. And that's why I am campaigning that we need someone like Joe Rogan. We need a personality outside. Can you imagine we're playing poker? Just now, the credit market, like we said, in the last 2 months, Fed balance sheet's gone from $4 trillion to $7 trillion. And the credit market's gone, really, you're boring me. Nothing's happening here. And we touched 50 basis points on the 10-year. Now, you put put Uncle Joe Rogan in charge of the Federal Reserve. You think the banks are going to sit there on 10-year treasuries yielding 50 basis points? I tell you they're not. So what we're looking for is the redux. We're looking for the reverse of Volcker. Volcker was another kind of crazy guy 50 years ago. The problem was the reverse. Remember, 50 years ago, we were trying to constrain the money supply. Today, we're trying to expand it. And back 50 years ago, this crazy guy called Volcker, he came into town and he said, you know what? I'm going to raise interest rates in a recession, not by 25 basis points, not by 50 basis points. Bang, 100 basis points, bang, 200 basis points. And the banks went, holy cow, right? And we have to change our behavior. Changing social behavior changes prices. And this whole redundant debate about the Fed's balance sheet is a waste of your time and my time.
Hugh, I can tell you, if Joe Rogan ran the Fed, this show would get a whole lot more interesting. Unfortunately, most people don't think that's going to happen, and I'm sure you appreciate these are things you think should happen and could influence behaviour. Can you walk me through what you do anticipate and how you think this is going to materialise in the coming weeks, months, quarters, years?
Well, if most likely it's the status quo, yeah. And so the status quo is equity prices will go higher. We do leave a vulnerability. You see, I would rather that we radicalise the Federal Reserve than radicalise the political economy. And that's the danger. If left untouched, if no one is brave enough to do something crazy like that, then the political class is going to get crazier and crazier. And of course, we are just staring into this horrible, horrible period going into the election where we're fomenting anger. We don't know if decisions are going to be accepted. The whole thing about the virus is releasing lots and lots of pent-up frustration. The injustice of how the system presently distributes wealth, the system is broken. And so a mad, angry political system is something that I fear more. So if they don't want Joe, they can stick to this path. Prices will ebb and flow, but generally go higher until society snaps. And when we get angry, when I want to fight you to the death, then we're talking about a lot of inflation.
Hugh, I remember